In examining the landscape of Olympian conspiracies, myths or reality, it is essential to lay a foundational understanding with an introduction to the context and background of these conspiracies. Olympian conspiracies refer to the various theories and speculations surrounding the authenticity, integrity, and occurrences within the Olympic Games. These conspiracies often delve into issues such as doping scandals, match fixing, biased judging, and political interference, casting shadows over what is celebrated as the pinnacle of global sporting excellence. The significance of understanding Olympian conspiracies lies in their potential to destabilize the very essence of what the Olympics represent: fair play, unity, and international camaraderie. By examining these conspiracies, we initiate a dialogue on the veracity of claims and actively engage in safeguarding the Olympic spirit against malpractice and corruption. A tangible example of such conspiracies includes allegations during the 2002 Salt Lake City Winter Olympics, where it emerged that votes had been bought to secure hosting rights. Another instance is the persistent doping scandals, notably the systematic state-sponsored doping in Russia, unveiled in connection with the Sochi 2014 Winter Olympics. These examples highlight how conspiracies, whether ultimately proven or debunked, can perpetuate narratives that undermine trust in the Olympic institution. To provide a narrative balance, some commentators argue that the attention given to conspiracies is disproportionate and fueled by sensationalist media rather than a reflection of widespread reality. However, the continued emergence of credible allegations suggests that vigilance and transparency remain crucial. Challenging this viewpoint is the notion that many purported conspiracies are actually unfounded myths, exaggerated by elements seeking to distract from the core Olympic mission. Such controversies ignite debates about the integrity of whistleblowers, the role of investigative journalism, and the need for reform within the International Olympic Committee, IOC. The conversation around Olympian conspiracies naturally extends to discussions on governance, athlete rights, and the role of sports in socio-political arenas. By dissecting conspiratorial claims, stakeholders can push for enhanced regulatory frameworks, emphasizing transparency, accountability, and ethical conduct. Ultimately, understanding the context and background of these conspiracies is pivotal in fostering a more informed and engaged Olympic community, ensuring that as the Games evolve, they do so with increased credibility and integrity. The concept of historical overview of conspiracy theories in the Olympics delves into the fascinating and often shadowy intersection of global athletic events and alleged covert schemes. Conspiracy theories in the context of the Olympics encompass a range of beliefs and accusations where individuals or groups assert secret plans are orchestrated to undermine the event's integrity. These theories may involve allegations of corruption, doping cover-ups, biased judging, or political manipulation, all aiming to sway outcomes or tarnish reputations. The significance of this point is rooted in how these theories impact the credibility and perception of the Olympics, a prestigious global event celebrating human excellence and peaceful competition. Understanding this historical context allows us to see how conspiracy theories influence public trust and the narrative surrounding the Olympics, revealing underlying tensions and skepticism about fairness and transparency in international sports. One notable example is the infamous doping scandals, particularly during the Cold War, where allegations often surfaced about state-sponsored doping programs. The most prominent instance was the systematic doping of East German athletes, supported by the Stasi, to demonstrate socialist supremacy. Another example centers on the controversial judging at the 2002 Salt Lake City Winter Olympics in figure skating, where collusion between judges was alleged to favor Russian athletes. This led to a significant change in judging procedures to ensure fairness and objectivity. Opinions supporting the exploration of such conspiracies often stem from skepticism or disillusionment with organizational entities that are perceived as having vested interests in maintaining power or competitive advantage. Advocates argue that scrutinizing these theories promotes accountability and reform within sporting bodies. However, this perspective is not without controversy. Critics claim that conspiracy theories can distract from genuine sportsmanship and the spirit of the Olympics, diverting attention from athletes' achievements and sowing unnecessary distrust. The potential challenges include the difficulty in discerning the truth behind these theories, as well as the risk of succumbing to paranoia or unfounded speculation. Alternative viewpoints suggest that not all alleged conspiracies are sinister at heart. Some may arise from misinterpretations or biases rather than deliberate malfeasance. This historical overview connects to the broader topic by emphasizing the persistent narrative of conspiracy that shadows the seemingly pristine facade of the Olympics. It influences contemporary discussions on sports governance, athlete performance, nationalism, and the media's role in shaping public perception. By delving into this historical perspective, we gain a deeper understanding of the ongoing dialogue between myth and reality in the context of Olympian conspiracies. Famous Olympian conspiracy theories often swirl around the grandeur and spectacle of the Olympic Games, involving allegations beyond mere sports competition. These theories encompass various claims, from doping scandals to bribery and corruption, casting shadows on the integrity of one of the world's most celebrated sporting events. The significance of exploring these conspiracies lies not only in their impact on the authenticity of the Games, but also in their reflection of broader cultural and institutional trust issues. Two notable examples highlight this phenomenon. First, the Soviet bloc doping allegations that have plagued sporting history. During the Cold War era, claims surfaced that the Soviet Union and its allies systematically doped their athletes to assert dominance over the West, combining political motives with sports. Although some of these allegations were later confirmed, they spurred decades of distrust and led to stringent anti-doping measures worldwide. A more recent example is the 2002 Salt Lake City Winter Olympics bid scandal, where officials were accused of bribing International Olympic Committee members to secure hosting rights. This case exposed vulnerabilities within the selection process and led to reforms intended to restore credibility. Supporters of exploring these conspiracies argue they are critical for transparency, accountability, and the sanctity of sports. Understanding these allegations encourages scrutiny, ensuring that future Olympic Games remain fair and impartial. However, there are challenges and controversies associated with these theories. Critics argue that they could detract from the athletes' accomplishments, overshadowing genuine competition with scandal and potentially spreading misinformation. Furthermore, some believe that giving undue attention to unproven theories may undermine public faith in the Games themselves. These conspiracy theories connect to broader societal themes such as media influence and geopolitical conflicts, showcasing how international relations and political ideologies can permeate sporting events. They highlight the intersection between global politics and the Olympics, revealing how nations use sport as a platform for power projection or propaganda. In essence, examining Olympian conspiracy theories provides valuable insights into the complexities surrounding one of the world's most watched events. It underscores the necessity for vigilance and reform, ensuring that the Olympic spirit of excellence and unity prevails despite the occasional spectre of conspiracy. By doing so, we maintain the Games' role as a symbol of peaceful competition amid global diversity. Investigative methods and approaches in conspiracy analysis involve systematically examining and assessing conspiracy theories to discern truth from myth. This discipline employs a variety of investigative techniques derived from fields such as journalism, forensic science, and data analysis to scrutinize the claims made by conspiracy theorists. By seeking empirical evidence, cross-checking facts, and employing logical reasoning, analysts aim to either substantiate or debunk these theories. The significance of investigating conspiracy theories about Olympic Games lies in maintaining the integrity of international sports and safeguarding the trust of spectators, athletes, and nations involved. Allegations of bias, corruption, or collusion can tarnish the reputation of the Olympics, thus it's crucial to rigorously explore such claims. Effective investigative approaches ensure that allegations like game fixing or doping scandals are transparently evaluated, keeping the spirit of fair competition alive. A real-world illustration of the importance of these methods can be seen in the investigation of the Salt Lake City Winter Olympics scandal in 2002. Allegations emerged that members of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, had accepted bribes, spurring an inquiry that ultimately led to significant reforms. Another example is the persistent scrutiny of doping allegations during the Olympics. Investigative efforts, such as those that exposed state-sponsored doping in Russia, highlight the ongoing need for meticulous analysis. Many experts argue for the necessity of investigative scrutiny in perpetuating the credibility of the Olympics. Prominent voices in sports journalism advocate for transparent investigations as vital to identifying and addressing any malfeasance, thereby reinforcing public confidence. However, challenges exist in navigating confidentiality, international jurisdiction, and the potential for misplaced allegations, which can harm innocent parties. Additionally, some suggest that excessive focus on conspiracy theories could detract attention from the athletes and their achievements, promoting a culture of skepticism rather than celebration. Investigative methods in conspiracy analysis are closely linked to the broader theme of Olympian conspiracies, myths or reality. They serve as a crucial tool for separating fanciful narratives from legitimate concerns, influencing both public perception and regulatory actions within the Olympic framework. By grounding conspiracy theories in fact-based analysis, investigators not only illuminate the veracity of claims, but also contribute to the ongoing dialogue about transparency and ethics in global sports events. These approaches ultimately nurture a more informed public discourse, aligning closely with the overarching endeavor to discern myth from reality in the context of Olympic conspiracies.